Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Have reached the end of the line for Sac Joaquin section basketball regular season. However, tonight's games all around the section of major importance, teams going to the whip, trying to get better playoff positioning, and that starts next week in the postseason. Tonight, though, Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We're in Del Paso Heights, where this evening the Grant Pacers take on the River City Raiders in a girls-boys varsity doubleheader. We are going to start with the girls game. Always a pleasure to be working with Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James. We welcome you aboard. And Goody, though this is Valentine's Day, it's supposed to be projecting love and affection and friendship. I think it's going to be a lot of tough love tonight here when these teams square off, and Jamie King has brought in a young, scrappy team from across the river, and Michelle McCauley's got a 16-win ball club trying to make the postseason.
Oh, yeah, I think this game is going to live up to the hype. Coach King has an expectation for his team. They're going to play out and hard in the last game, but also on the other side, the Pacers are trying to get into the playoffs and make this exciting. If they want to get any type of berth, they're going to have to win tonight.
Well, these teams did have a matchup not that long ago, late January. It was in West Sacramento, and despite a pretty good start for Jamie King's ball club, it was too much Pacer pressure.
Yeah, the second quarter didn't go the Raiders' way. They had a 3-point lead at halftime, but coming back in that second half, Smith and Richardson combined for 37 points. That was really the spark to how the Pacers played.
Sanaya Smith and Diamond Richardson hooking it up, and we'll have a good look at them a little bit later this evening. Now, the last outings for these two teams, well, say what you want, but the deck was kind of stacked in the Raiders game, as it was with the Pacers.
Again, you see in that first game, Raiders played Monterey Trail, who's really doing strong in that third spot in the Metro. They led at halftime. They've been able to get over the hump, but they haven't been able to finish it out, and the Mustangs scored big in the third. The last outing for the Pacers, they played the number 2 team in the city for me, the Cardinals, and they came out strong, explosive, 27 points in the second quarter. Oh, and they cruised to victory over the Pacers.
They did. Eventual 12-point win, the one bad quarter doing in the Pacers. Now, both teams tonight are really going to have major performances from their impact players. It is a must for both squads.
Well,
and with the Raiders, they'll lean on the big three.
Well, you see the big three for the Raiders, Medina, Lowry, and Garcia. It's really been a combination of growth. Coach King really talked about Laura Garcia. She's been leading the way. A lot of kudos for her, but also that freshman, Nia Lowry, she's been playing big with the 12 points. Then on the other side, the opponent Pacers. You talk about Richardson. She can score inside. She can score outside. Really doing it all for the Princeton Pacers. Smith and Edwards having a well-rounded, balanced attack, coming in right at 9.9 and 9.6.
Well, head coach Jamie King of the Raiders drawing up his game plan, and certainly the same goes for Michelle McCauley and the Lady Pacers here tonight. So we do have the table set for you. Don't wander off, because when we come back, we'll take a look at a little bit more of the pregame, examine our starting lineups, and then brace for tough love in tonight's opening tip-off. Stay with us.
These are cool. Did you, what did...
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Selfie. Nailed it.
Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Welcome to the show this evening. Nice to have you with us. We're at Grant High this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week and the front end of a girls-boys varsity doubleheader. River City coming in to take on the Prancing Pacers. With Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. We're anticipating an active, lively crowd tonight because besides being Valentine's Day, it is senior night here.
Yeah, it is. It's a big night in high school when you get an opportunity to play your last game at home. Tonight we already saw the acknowledgments from the Lady Pacers and how they rewarded their seniors for all their hard work over this high school tenure. And we're going to have a filled-up crowd for sure for the boys Pacers, as they are one of the top 10 teams in the city and they draw a lot of buzz.
Yes, and that is nothing new for this campus and this gymnasium. Tremendous history here for Grant High basketball, both girls and boys. Let's not forget the girls did win a couple of state titles.
Yeah, they did.
Back in the 80s, and Coach McCauley was on those ball clubs. And of course, the boys have had an illustrious history. They did reach the state championship game on 2 occasions against a couple of heavyweights from Southern Cal. So, rich tradition here. But let's focus on our opener tonight, the girls' game. River City coming in with an even slate at 13-13, just 3-8 in the Metro League, and this was a big jump up for them, according to Coach King.
Yeah, Coach King, I got an opportunity to talk to him during the week, and he just really expressed just learning how to adjust to this new level. The Metro League is definitely a league worthy of all the respect that it's gotten, and Coach King talked very highly about the competition in the league, and they're very young and talented. So he knows that his team is really just getting acclimated to the adjustment and playing at this heavyweight. He definitely has talent and potential to perform at this level, but they're just getting introduced to the sauce of the Metro.
Jamie King has had some tremendous years. Since 2004, he has registered 239 victories, and a couple of those seasons, Goody, have been what I would consider tremendous. So he's coming in with a ton of experience and probably one of the better active coaches in terms of teaching and educating.
Absolutely. You talk about one guy and you see him on the screen there with one of his ex-players who's now an assistant coach, a part of one of these runs here in those 20 win seasons. but he's really been able to establish himself there. He's really been committed to the improvement of River City, the only inaugural coach there, AD there. And when I say he's a person of character and really holds himself to a high standard, I couldn't say anything more flattering for the guy. Mentor to myself as well when I was coaching. He knows his X's and O's. I'm not going to deny that in no way, shape, form, or fashion. He puts in the work and commitment. He had a couple of seasons where he built with his daughter, played phenomenal at the high school level, was able to get a scholarship and go to the D1 level. He's just really about getting the best out of his players. When you talk about whether it's 1 through 9, 1 through 10, 1 through 12, Jamie King is somebody who's going to get the best out of all of the potential talent that he has on his team. He just does a phenomenal job of coaching, and we've got a shot here at McCallie really coming back to the alma mater and trying to establish herself. We got two great coaches on both sides, and I think we're going to have a head-to-head coaching battle more than what lies underneath on the court.
I couldn't agree more. As far as Michelle McCauley is concerned, this is just her second year at Grant after 6 highly successful years at Foothill High. During that time, she inherited a 2-18 team and eventually brought it along to where she compiled seasons of 27-6 and 25-5 and reaching NorCal prominence. So she has definitely led the turnaround here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why she wanted, and that's a big piece of why they wanted to get her at Grant. They want to reestablish the program, really bring in a new culture and expectation, and nobody other than an alumni. It's really different when you get an opportunity to coach at your old school. You have a little bit more passion. You have a little bit more understanding from the players and the situations that they come from. I couldn't ask for any better coach to really lead. Lanini Noah, who has a great relationship with her, which was the coach prior to McCallie. I mean, it's just a family type of environment when you talk about Grant, and I'm glad to see Coach McCallie on this sideline for the Pacers.
Well, as you mentioned, it's going to be a heck of a duel with the coaches moving the chess pieces. Let's take a look at some of the keys in tonight's ball game that you have identified.
Yeah, well, I kind of rounded it all together to benefit both. I think being aggressive to score is going to be key for both teams. Want to really see River City be confident in their offensive execution. I know Coach King's going to get them in the right spots. And then also on the Pacers side, they're trying to make a run for the playoffs, so they got to be really well in their scoring category. And then know where key players are. I think both teams sometimes, and it's 1 or 2 quarters that have impacted them all throughout the season, both teams. So they got to know who the hot hand is and know where the key players are at all times. Is really going to be important. And then last but not least, I think it's really big to have fun tonight. I mean, we don't know how the committee is going to go. River City's try to fight. They know that this might be their last game on the season, and as well as Grant. So I want to see both teams really just enjoy this moment, really embrace the senior night and everything that they're getting the opportunity to play basketball again. When you get an opportunity to play basketball, it's really special. You need to take advantage of it because they're going to be on a long break before next season.
Well, just to give you a better idea of how things shake out in the Metro League, we'll splash the standings, and you can see here where these two teams are.
Well, here is how it's really battled. McClatchy Laguna and Monterey has pretty much been at the top of things. Monterey really being unfortunate with not being able to grasp a win over McClatchy or Laguna this season, but Grant's right there in the mix of things. I've been looking at the schedules and pouncing over where they may fall. They're definitely going Division II. They might get a berth, but River City, you see them right in the hunch. Kennedy and Burbank not having the seasons that they want to have, as all these teams with the new entrance of Laguna Creek, all of them have had playoff success and playoff runs. And this is a really, really deep Metro League, super competitive.
Certainly is, and that will lend itself to the intensity that we are certainly going to see tonight. A victory would mean a lot for both teams. It's only going to go to one of them, and as a result, I think we're going to see the best effort out of both of these squads tonight. The crowd continuing to stream in. It was a closed campus today, no school for Grant High, and elsewhere around the area, I imagine other campuses were closed down. But it was Valentine's Day, and I imagine the closure related to a 4-day weekend around the Horn. But a slow gathering crowd is starting to pick up some. And a reminder now, this is just the opener. We'll have the nightcap later this evening when the boys square off River City versus Grant boys game. So lots of activity tonight on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. We'll be right back and take a look at starting lineups after this short breakaway commercial.
So 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Let's turn our attention to Allen Rowe and tonight's starting lineups, beginning with River City and guard Kiara Council.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your starting lineup for your Grant Lady Pacers. Starting at the guard position, 5'8", freshman number 11, Monet Gold. Starting in the guard position, 5'5", sophomore number 24, Sophia Smith. Starting at the point guard position, 5'8", junior, number 2, Diamond Richardson. Starting at the forward position, 6'2", senior, number 3, Ali Edwards. And starting at the guard position, 5'5", senior, number 13, Bianca Sanders. Head coach for the Pacers, two-time state champion, Michelle McCauley, holding an overall record of 16-10, league record of 5-6. And now, ladies and gentlemen, referee for tonight's contest, Jeff Winner.
There you have tonight's starting lineups, and we'll post the graphic just as a refresher for you. Jamie King's bringing in a very young team, only one senior on the entire roster. A little bit more experience, though, for the Grant High Pacers. The visiting River City Raiders wearing their road navy blue trimmed in Colombian. And there you see their starting 5. Lowry, one of the top players in the area, just a freshman. And then for Grant, in their home whites, trimmed in blue and gold. Diamond Richardson, one of the top players in the area. And we are ready for tonight's opening tip. 6-foot-plus Ali Edwards tapping for Grant, and she controls the tap. Richardson controls. Corner jumper Smith, not this time. Rebound Edwards. Sanders fires and hits. 3-ball corner pocket. Early Grant lead. Here's the pressure.
Well, we're going to look for that all night. Sanders likes to shoot, and the Pacers need to play pressure defense. So I know they're going to come out every probably made bucket and get the press going.
Back rim no on the miss there. Taken by Medina, but they offensive rebound as well and come back and tie it with a 3-ball drilled by Garcia.
Well, Coach King talked to me all week about Garcia and how special she is. A lot of other coaches, too, highlighted how she can shoot the 3 really well, plays with confidence. So I want to see that going on more tonight.
Pressure of their own shown by the Raiders, but Pacers busted. Air ball long by Smith from the corner, but Richardson there. Meantime, Edwards, yes, nice post move.
And I want to see more of that tonight, but you see again, the extended pressure, 2-2-1 by the Pacers, and right now they're just like not going after the traps, just a delayed press.
Whistle and a foul on Bianca Sanders, guarding too tight on Garcia. First foul of the ball game. There's the gentleman from the NCOA keeping things fair and square. Referee Chris Gwinnip, umpire Greg Ellis.
We got a seasoned veteran crew. Everybody getting fine-tuned for the playoffs.
Baseline J missed by Lowry, and Edwards has her second rebound, one on each end. Take it all the way, runs into traffic, draws a foul.
Now, this is something you normally see on a senior night. Not the normal offensive pieces, but I like Edwards going hard to the basket. They need to get her more and more in the offense. We've been talking about this pretty much all year since I've seen them early in the preseason.
Foul was on Medina. Edwards misses number one. Here's a replay on that drive right down the slot.
But nobody stops her to get to the basket last minute, and she's easily bumped with the contact, and that's why she's at the line right now.
Just a 48% free thrower, but she connects on the back end. 6-3 Grant. 2-2-1 pressure. And they break it. Medina trapped, and a bad pass is going to be a River City turnover. So the pressure pays off. Both Grant field goals followed offensive rebounds, and the River City bucket was after an offensive board.
Now I want to see, we've seen a little passing around the basket, but I want to see the Grant Pacers get to the basket better. That's what their strength is, and when they drive to the hole, that's when they get better offense.
Tough shot taken and missed. What a streaking rebound attempt by Richardson, but out of bounds to Grant, evidently.
You see Coach King instructing his crew right now on the sideline, lob over the top to Edwards. I wish he would have just put that one up, but she dribbles it out.
Sanders. Here's Smith now from deep range. That's a three ball. Sanaya Smith.
That's one kid that hasn't been hesitant whatsoever with shooting the basketball. She plays very confidently on the offensive end. It's a big piece of how the Pacers get offense going.
Save try, well done on the hustle by Medina, so they retain possession. Medina from the corner, around and out. Nice offensive board work. Missing the follow-up that time, Ellis. Send it ahead, Smith. Misses on the breakaway, out of bounds to River City.
I wish I wouldn't have seen her with the double clutch. If she probably would have did a regular layup, she probably would have made that. See Coach McCauley on the other side. Always upset as a coach when you miss easy opportunities like that one.
We played 3 minutes. It's 9-3 Pacers. Maneuvering as Lowry, and she draws a foul with the ball fake. Foul called on Stallworth, her first. She's starting tonight in place of ever-reliable Raven Powell, who we'll see a bit later. Matter of fact, I think she's a birthday girl coming up sometime in the next few days. Long inbound, shagged by Council. Good-looking freshman. Deep in the paint, swatted by Edwards. Here's a lead way over the top of Sanders for a Pacer turnover.
Now, one thing I know for sure, the Pacers have to do a better job with taking care of the basketball. That's been something going on, recurring with them all year long, is really valuing the basketball and taking care of the basketball. So right there was an unforced turnover.
Powell comes into the ball game, replacing Stallworth. Also checking in is Kayla Hampton, wearing 23. She can't hit the three ball.
Now we're at 16 in the clock. That was the first really close penetration by River City.
Outside shot taken and missed. Nice hustle trying to track that down. Who they going to give it to? Grant.
Now on that last offensive possession, you see Coach King right here on the sideline instructing his team, but I didn't like how River City didn't get any opportunities beneath the three-point line, whether it was an entry pass at the high post or even in the low post area or just some dribble drive penetration. They're not going to be able to sit around the three-point line all game if they want to make it competitive against these Pacers.
Richardson maneuvering around the horn. Open in the corner. Hampton, her jumper's blocked, but Edwards salvages.
You see Lowry right here, the freshman Coach King has raved so much about.
Outside shot missed by Sanders. Follow up. Tough luck on the miss. Third try missed by Edwards, and she gets it back. Richardson knifes between two defenders. Draws a foul.
Now Richardson has secured 3 offensive rebounds thus far by herself.
Baseline inbound. Hampton. Richardson. Got it. 3-ball. Diamond Richardson. Time out. River City. It's a 30 called by Jamie King.
Can't let the game get out of control. I like the timeout. Just dictate to your team right now. It's a 12-3 lead, and he only calls a 30-second timeout because it's defensive adjustments right now that need to be made. Also, again, what I'm talking about on the offensive side, they need to be a little bit more aggressive to the basket. They opened up wide with a 3-point shot to start the game, but they haven't had any attempts or looks towards the basket because they're too far away with their attempts and trying to get into the offense.
We see Michelle McCauley with her Pacers circled around her as they break their huddle after this 32nd time. Of the 12 points, 9 have come on 3 3-balls, 1 each for Richardson, Sanders, and Smith. Lowry to Council. Belt high dribble, walking up the floor. Pacers still in that zone.
Yeah, and again, you see right now how far River City is away from the basket. That was a good thought process, but got to make a better pass.
A break up and steal. Grant got away with something there. That was a nice defensive play by Council, who got the shove from Sanders. However, they give it to Grant.
Yeah, that was a weird play, and they called it out of bounds before it actually even got to the out of bounds point.
Edwards out. The Pacers go small. Catherine Noah into the ball game. Pacer freshman. Here's Richardson. Oh, they've been getting lots of extra shots as Sanders misses another 3. Richardson out hustles 2 Raiders for the rebound.
That's her 4th offensive rebound, but she gets a turnover right there. Too much fancy on the dribble.
Looping pass. They feed low. Whistle and a foul on Hampton.
That was a good find.
Good vision, huh?
Mm-hmm.
First foul on Hampton. 3rd team foul on Grant. Shot taken and missed by the lefty Podesta. Here's another look at the foul.
That was a good find down low, and just a hit on the hand. Probably would have been a travel right there, but the foul contact prevents that.
2 clunkers from Podesta. Nothing doing. Up the floor, push it. Sanders takes the feed on the run. Coming from Powell. And a travel and a turnover on Hampton.
Didn't put the basketball down before she took a step, and there we go with the travel.
2:20 to go, late first. Pacers have controlled with outside shooting and a ton of offensive rebounds and extra opportunities. Lowry drive on Hampton from the baseline, sweet money. 12-5, Grant at the 2-minute mark. Richardson doubled, forces a pad pass out of bounds, turnover Grant.
And there you go, 2 unforced turnovers by the Pacers. And that's why I say they got to do a better job. If they want to get over the hump and be this playoff team, they have to take care of the basketball. I mean, it's probably the #1 priority, other than free throws probably. For high school teams to be successful, it's so important that they take care of the basketball. Unforced turnovers can't be in their near future.
2 subs in for Grant. Smith back on. Here's a foul line jumper, drained. Beautiful job there by Lowry. Her 2nd recent bucket. 12-7 as the Raiders chip away.
She could literally do that all day.
Layup missed. Stallworth left it short. Baseball up the floor. poor pass by Garcia. Hong had shifted position and wasn't there.
I wish I would have seen him go back to Lowry down low. She had the inside position, just give her the basketball. She really can score inside out. If you're wondering, the Lowry name sounded familiar. That's the younger sister to Nia Lowry. That's at the University of Washington right now.
Wow, a block called against River City on a bull charge there. Stallworth
Whoa.
on the move.
I didn't think that was shooting, but
It wasn't. However, Stallworth to the stripe. Drops number 1. One out of 2. Medina boards it. Careless outlet. Actually, Noah in and out on the bank. Good rebounding effort there. Send it ahead. Council. Hong down. (13-9), 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Layup down. Easy money. Noah. To the cutter. Sweet. Lowry again. Nice find, as you would say.
yeah, that was a good slash to the basket. The movement without the basketball is really impressive right now by this freshman.
Break up and steal. Another Pacer turnover on the entry by Stallworth. Send it ahead. In and out. Tough luck on the shot. Missed there by Hong.
Yeah, picked the offensive foul up. That really wasn't a good play right there.
We've played one, and head coach Jamie King wants clarification. Right now it's 15-9. Sanaya Smith called for the foul, her first. And I guess they'll shoot free throws coming after the quarter break. But let's take a look now at this graphic.
Well, here it is here. The girls' rankings for this week. Antelope, Laguna Creek, McClatchy, Placer at 4, Wood Creek at 5, Oak Ridge, Folsom, Elk Grove, Franklin, and Christian Brothers. And if you see something really awkward right now, that number 8 spot, Elk Grove, 13 and 14, had 3 injuries this season.
Nice find.
Got a buzzer beater play there from Lowry to finish the quarter, but if you have something very interesting scratching your hands right now, that number 8 spot, Elk Grove suffered 3 ACL injuries. We got an opportunity to see them on Monday as they were victorious over the number 9 Franklin. Franklin still has the outright win, but Elk Grove is peaking at the right time, and I think is a very deep and deadly team. Christian Brothers been having their clear dominance over their league right now in that number 1 spot, but right close on the bubble, coming in at number 11, Monterey, 17 and 4, who's doing really well. They're actually in the 3rd place of this league in the Metro. Del Oro, and then there you go, Grant Pacers, number 13, trying to get in the mix. Now you see some different things. Grant and Sheldon is a very similar predicament. They're both 4th in their leagues, and their leagues only take 3, and they're trying to get in that 4th spot. Maybe sneak into the playoffs, maybe a snub. But now you see Cordova in that 15 spot, 16 and 10. They've been in the rankings several times before, but they're in the 2nd spot in their league, and their league is taking 3. So they're going to be in that playoff mix for sure coming up next week.
Well, that would be an interesting ball club to see. The Cordova Lady Lancers. After one, Grant is holding a 15-11 lead, but nice comeback by River City after trailing by 9.
Yes, I'm impressed in how they have been able to get stops, and that's one thing about the Pacers that I think has been their hang-up all year. They kind of get stagnant, get too long in the valley, not able to score points and increase their leads, and they allow teams to be in the mix.
Council loses the rock, turnover number 4 against River City. The Pacers have committed 5. High post, Edwards. Smith, deep range, short. bobbled away, kept alive by Smith and gathered by Richardson. Corner three by Stallworth, blocked off the side of the board.
Oh, that wasn't a foul, but we got to take it.
A foul called on Lowry, trying to keep the ball alive after blocking Stallworth's corner jumper. Her first, team fourth, both clubs with 4. So Sanders to inbound, baseline left, lob to Edwards, straight away, jump shot, missed. Rebound to Sanders. They're cleaning up offensive boards. Richardson a miss. Who wants it? Sanders tracks it down. Another shot coming up for Grant. They have dominated offensive rebounding and gathering loose balls for extra opportunities.
Yes, and they're doing a really good job of getting the extra extended tips. Even if they don't secure the rebounds, they're going the second effort to get the tip and tip it to their own teammates.
Smith and Richardson play catch. Wheel and deal. Edwards from three-point range. Down! Allie Edwards. 18-11. To the corner. Shaky pass, however, run down by Medina. Kept alive.
And I want to see some penetration in, but isn't able to control it on that one, and they get another turnover.
5 turnovers on each squad, and right now unofficially I would think that Grant has probably taken 3 times as many field goal attempts as River City.
Yes, and that's because their rebounding efforts right now is giving them more opportunities at the basket than River City.
Air ball short, taken by Edwards, out of bounds to River City. This game heating up. We played a couple of minutes and the crowd starting to really come alive. Transition, ball fake, double fake, slapped out of there by Edwards. Interception on the bad outlet. Council. Corner Jay Garcia, back rim no. Richardson boards it. Pacer transition. Sanders down. Well, they're hitting their 3 balls. Baseball up the floor. 10-point lead Grant, largest of the evening. Corner 3, air ball long.
And it could get out of control quickly here, so River City's going to have to keep control of the pace. There's another back there. Here comes the timeout.
Denia Smith with the scoop layup. And Jamie King wants a full timeout for River City. It comes at the 5:20 early here in the second. And we'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Back to action, early second quarter. Grant has clicked on 5 3 balls to now forge a 12-point lead here. And a deep hole Raiders will have to climb out of. Council misses short. And Michelle McCauley wants a Grant timeout. She wants a full timeout. What do you suppose about that, Goody?
I'm shocked that she's calling a timeout right now after just coming out of one. I don't know what was not communicated in the first timeout that we just had, but you see the crowd filling in, supporting the Lady Pacers, and now we're looking in on the huddle. I'm assuming right now it has to be talk about the entry. They haven't had too many inside entries anyway. I wouldn't hope that one, significant pass to the key impacted the timeout right now, but they need to continue to move the ball offensively. I want to see them continue to apply pressure. I think they're settling. Right now they've made 5 threes, but I still don't think that's their strength. So I want to see them score more inside. Again, my eye and evaluation right now for Grant is all about how are they going to be a better playoff team. River City's just trying to keep it about respect right now and be in the ball game and make the Pacers compete. But I want to see better offensive execution right now by the Grant Pacers.
Here's Sanders again, and another 3-ball by the mini guard. That's her 3rd, and the Pacers 6th. Extended pressure shown by Grant. Relay to Council. Freshman guard, here's the cutter, and a kick out. On the way, Jay, a miss from Medina and a rebounding foul called. Edwards on a shove against Lowry.
That was really good pursuit of the basketball by Nia Lowry. Getting the opportunity to get a foul there.
Garcia, corner jumper missed. Lowry feeds low. Ellis fouled inside by Stallworth.
I don't even think she knew how open she was on that last play. That was a good foul down low, but Lowry had a wide open layup if she would have just looked at the rim, and I think that's what Coach King was saying. But now you see McCauley on that other side instructing her team. Once Lady Pacer, now returning as the head coach. It's really big.
So Ellis drops the first free throw, the first of the game after 2 misses by the Raiders. 1 out of 2, flat foot rebound by Edwards. I have yet to see Edwards post up deep in the block. It's all high post entries, and she hits a jumper off the elbow.
And that's why she's really not a low post scorer. You see, with her height and size, we got a lot of family. If you don't know, Ali Edwards is the younger sister of Ayanna Edwards, who went to Arizona State from Sac High, once as the Shaq of the girls' basketball, pretty much. As you see, a strong offensive rebound, but a block by Edwards with the push. Good find.
Denia Smith.
And that's why you don't see her posting up. She can really push the offense and play stretch small forward to power forward, and that's more of her game, and she's been really dominant tonight on senior night as it's all about her.
Out of bounds to River City. Let's take another look at a relatively easy block.
And that's something Edwards is so good at. As you see her pushing in transition right here, dropping a little dime. That was a heads-up play from power forward.
30-12, Pacers stretching out here in the middle of the second quarter. Council to beat the shot clock, misses off glass, and Richardson grabs it. Sanders down. That's her 4th 3.
I was like, it's senior night. She's feeling it right now. I mean, why not? Keep shooting the ball, baby girl.
Nice ball fake by Ellis. She had Edwards out of the building and puts it down.
And I'm assuming we're going to see a lot more threes from the Pacers.
Hampton short. Medina rebounds, lead pass. Ellis stopped, tied up, and stolen.
I wish I would have saw her just go get the layup, but the cherry pick bucket to Ali Edwards.
Time out, River City at the 2:14. It's a 30. Well, there you see the Pacer huddle.
Right now you see River City huddle right now. Everybody locked in. The one thing I will say about the difference in the two huddles, a lot of Pacers grabbing knees and looking winded right now. You should be in the tip-top of shape right now. And a big key to why the Pacers have this lead is they have a 16-3 advantage in the offensive area or the rebounding area. And the edge is going all the way to Grant. They're being aggressive on the rebounding end, and it's really paying off right now.
Lowry tied up, poked away. It's a turnover. Richardson's got it. 2-1 to Sanders. Her layup is slapped out of there, but it's going to be a foul called on Lowry.
Picking up her second foul right there, and Coach King. Signs of frustration, but understandable right now.
Pair of free throws upcoming for Bianca Sanders, a 60% free thrower. Flicks on number 1. Here's another look at the foul on the break. Richardson feeding Sanders with the body. 1 out of 2. And Council tracks it down. Took a slap from Sanders, no call. Medina attacks Edwards. Bank shot missed, and Edwards pulls the board.
You see a couple times Edwards just rebounding, being able to push it.
Sanders down. Well, she is wearing it out from 3-ball range, 4 of those from the same spot.
And that's the younger Sanders, older sister who's playing at UC Davis right now.
Corner 3 missed. Powell rebounds. That one's not going down as Council, the freshman, slapped that clear out of bounds.
I like the defense by that. And you see Sanders kind of giving her a little laugh, smug to the freshman, senior freshman action right there. Sanders got a little lackadaisical on the push. Good hustle by Council by being able to stick with the play and getting that block there.
It's been Sanders and Edwards that have done the heavy damage, and Smith has chipped in. Powell a miss, and Sanders tracks down the long rebound. Out of bounds is Richardson, and a possible injury here. Hong, the Raiders guard, is probably going to have to come out of the ball game, replaced by Garcia. Tough luck there. She took, a swipe to the head in between Sanders and Richardson.
Well, they tried to throw the ball off her. Richardson did on that last play. She got hit pretty hard by the basketball there, and you're seeing she's a little shook up right now. Coach King right there to have her back, help her off the court. They're going to need a sub in, which they already have rotated those. And I hope the Pacers, as you see here, Richardson tried to save it but threw it off her face to keep the possession going, but it stays River City basketball, and we get the sub in.
40 seconds to go here in the half. Garcia doubled, swarmed, loose ball, trapped. Physical defense there, swarming arms. Oh my goodness. How about that? Seven fouls now on Grant. A miss on the front end of 1-1 by Medina. Take it strong, and there's a hard charge and a foul on Powell.
That was a good sacrifice right there. I really like the way she was able to stick it in there, stay strong. Garcia Ocha on that last one, but you see here.
Podesta standing her ground. I don't know what Powell was thinking there, but here comes Council with 20 seconds to go. 39-14, Grant has exploded here with a flurry of 3 balls and assorted buckets from Edwards, and there's a swiping arm, and she's shocked that she's called for a foul.
And it was a swipe. Good intentions as far as trying to block it and really make some impact. But at the same time, every time you swipe like that towards the basketball, it's an easy call for the officials.
We call it the full swing. So to the stripe. Medina, leading scorer, has yet to score and drops a free throw. (39-15), 8 seconds left, and she drops a pair. A 67% free thrower, 2 for 2. 5 seconds. Richardson. Powell. We have played one half here, and the Grant Pacers have streaked out to a 39-16 lead at the intermission. We're going to hold it here because Lauren Goodman will be chatting with River City head coach Jamie King and get his impressions of a first half that has been dominated by the Grant Pacers, particularly the torrid outside gunning from senior guard Bianca Sanders with 5 3 balls, and post Ali Edwards chipping in with 10 points on assorted shots. Let's turn our attention down to floor level and join Lauren Goodman. Well, we'll just hold it right here for a second until Coach King gets into position over there, but a very strong showing by host Grant. Let's turn it to Lauren Goodman.
Well, I'm here with Coach Jamie King, the leader of the Raiders. Coach, talk to me about offense right now. How are you going to get in the swing of things?
Right now, we got to pick up the pace. We can't continue to play at the pace. Even when we're down as much as we are, we got to get some tempo going. Mainly, we got to get the shooters. They're killing us on the three-point line, and we talked about that. We knew they would come out with this quick run. Obviously, foul trouble with Lowry hurt us, and they went on a pretty good run there. We just got to get back to some things that we know we can do and just really get some pace going right now, because we just can't continue to play at this pace and try to keep up with that.
Now, we know we got to get your pace going in your offense, want to go high-flying. Talk to me about the defensive adjustments that you feel like you need to tell your team to make right now.
I think the main thing right now, we just talked about it in the last time out, they've got to get the shooters. And the way our zone is, we got to really get the shooters and then bump off of them. But right now we're slow. And to their credit, they're hitting shots 2 or 3 feet behind line. So we got to extend a little bit further than what they are. But we just got to get to their shooters and make sure that they put the ball on the deck a little bit more than they're doing right now.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Will.
Thank you, Lauren. Yes, back to the drawing board. Now this is going to be a real tough trench to dig out of. It remains to be seen exactly how that can be done, but let's take a little break here and we'll return to more of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hi, I'm Lourdes Stefan, host of Univision's Sal y Pimienta. Cancer doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes the way you look. From losing your hair, even your eyebrows, to changes in your skin and nails, cancer treatment can rob you of your confidence and self-esteem. But Look Good, Feel Better changes all that. More than 800,000 women have learned how to address the appearing side effects of cancer treatment through our workshops. Visit lookgoodfeelbetter.org to find a free workshop near you. Let Look Good, Feel Better help you feel like you again.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
we're at the intermission here at Grant High School, here at Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. And tonight we have a girls-boys varsity doubleheader. And so far in the opener, the Grant girls are really lighting it up. A torrid shooting display has pushed them to a 39-16 lead. Our chief statistician, Dave Larson, has crunched up the numbers. Let's take a look at the first half stats.
Well, you see the Pacers really being able to play strong in the first half with the field goal percentage going towards the Raiders. 45% from the field right now. Pacers having an edge, 50% from the free throw line. But you see the big advantage, so I think why they have a significant lead right now is the Pacers 8 threes on tonight, and then the rebounding advantage, 18-6 over the Raiders, and then the turnover still 6-7, not too bad in the first half. Being able to keep it under 10, which I think both teams are doing well, but I don't think it's that extended pressure that we know both teams can potentially face if they're playing another opponent or really getting into that playoffs. But a collection of first half stats. Good job to our guy, keeping the books right.
That's right. Dave Larson, having just come from the New York Yankee bullpen, courteous enough to compile our stats in tonight's games here. And knowing Jamie King as you do, I'm quite sure tonight's halftime discussion is definitely going to be instructional.
Yes, it's all about making adjustments at this point, and that's why it was so important to figure out where he's trying to go offensively, what they need to do, as well as defensively. I mean, they play a pretty much up-tempo, very similar to Sac State, how they want to play up-pace and really push the basketball and play fast, but at the same time, they got to make some defensive adjustments right now. Grant is shooting really well beyond the arc, and like he said at halftime, they got to have a step-out extension so you can defend those threes that the Pacers are shooting. Even though they are a foot or two behind the three-point line, you have to make an adjustment, and that's something that he talked about. And, of course, I think you're going to see more adjustments by the Raiders to get back in the ball game, obviously, than you see on the other side from the Pacers.
Well, Grant hit 8 from behind the arc, and we'll spin a replay dial for you and see how that came to pass. Bianca Sanders, that's her favorite spot. That is her sweet spot. She wore it out from there in the first half. Outside gunning continuing. That time dropped by Sanaya Smith. Richardson had one there. Sanders, that's her spot. Sanders, that's her spot. Want to go for another? Sanders. That one's Stallworth. And Sanders again. And that's a good look at the senior, having a heck of a first half here, helping forge a 39-16 lead for her ball club. Let's turn our attention to floor level. Our Lauren Goodman has lassoed Grant High head coach Michelle McCauley, and before we turn it over to Lauren, I imagine that Michelle is quite happy with this king-size lead. Okay, Goody, what you got? Well, while we're waiting for the interview, you got a good look there at Powell.
Well, now I'm here with the leader of the Lady Pacers, Coach McCauley. You guys came out really big in the first half. What was key for your guys' good start?
Man, Laguna really gave us a kick start. We played in that game, and we wanted to play them tough. I told the girls, if you can play against the number 2 team, you can play against anybody. So we really worked on shooting the ball well. We put up a lot of shots the last few days just working up for this game.
Now, Coach, I know you want them to continue to work hard. You guys have a lead. How do you keep this group focused and really narrow in and locking in the rest of the game?
I like to play fast. So I'm going to really push them to play fast ball. Regardless of the score, I want the ball pushed up the floor, and I want to play. Oh, good eyes. Good job, Lauren. And I want to play good defense, make good stops.
Awesome, Coach. Thanks for spending a little time with me. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Will.
Thanks, Goody. You still got the quick hands as the all-star point guard. Not far off from second half action, and we'll see about adjustments and counter adjustments. Crowd continuing to stream in. Of course, another reminder, after this ball game, we'll have the boys matchup here, River City against host Grant, and that will be a thriller too. Grant having a terrific season with 20 wins, lots of star power, and River City head coach Okamoto has a young, promising ball club, and we'll see some of their star power as well. So the second half is going to begin with a 23-point cushion for the Lady Pacers. Despite the lead, Coach McCauley wants to push.
Yeah, of course she does. She wants to play fast-paced, and then we all know when you're in those big-time leagues, especially I said a major 5 in Sacramento, it all comes down to scoring, and it's really important that you kind of blow everybody out as it comes down to points here down the stretch. So, of course, she wants to play fast, but you heard in response, Coach King wants to play fast as well, and he's not scared to go with the tempo that McCauley wants to go on as well.
Oh, I didn't notice that leg wrap on Richardson in the first half. Maybe I just missed it. So here we go with Grant, first possession. Sanders to inbound at midcourt, far side. Shoves it into Stallworth. Same starting 5 for the Pacers. Sanders, back rim this time, but again, Edwards there to color the long rebound. Richardson splits the D and misses the layup. Bad pass. Tough luck. Yeah. Medina got challenged there, and in order to avoid the deflection, threw behind Council. Podesta in, Ellis out for the Raiders. Lob to Edwards. Richardson down. The 3-ball derby continues. One and done. Richardson boards it. Stop and go. Break up and steal. Lowry feeds Council. Splits 2 defenders. A swipe away, and Lowry's there to finish it up.
That was a good, strong finish by Lowry. I like how she just concentrated and focused up. Got the basketball in the rim.
42-18. The Raiders on the board here in the third quarter. You see the extreme size mismatch. Smith with the Euro step, misses off the bottom of the rim. Lowry, pull up Jay, in and out on the bank.
And I like that shot by her, but I want to see her get more attempts and more looks, and then I also want to see her follow the rim or follow the basketball after she shoots.
Corner jumper, banged home. Nice shot by Stallworth.
And the threes just keep piling up right now for the Pacers. They're shooting fantastic tonight.
They certainly are. They might have a record, a team record for threes. Council, baseline drive, misses short. Follow up Podesta, missed at point blank range. Richardson out of the pack. A slap away by Council, out of bounds to the Pacers.
And Richardson frustrated on that last play, but she has to play better in that moment. There was nobody, even the rip, that wasn't a strong enough rip to throw her off course. She has to play better, and just imagine, she only has 6 points right now, 2 buckets, but she hasn't even got going offensively right now for the Pacers, and they could be extremely good when she comes out of that slump.
Powell missed for Grant, and a foul against the Pacers on Richardson. down. Garcia dropped it home beautifully. Edwards back up baseline. Jay wobbles home. Nice touch.
Edwards is keeping it pretty consistent. Senior night again. Last time at home, got to put on the show.
Council, she rushed it. It goes directly to Richardson. Loose on the wraparound. Fire away, straight away, a miss. Nice rebounding position by Podesta. Out of bounds to River City. Could have easily been a foul there on Powell.
Yeah, Podesta is really working hard down low. I like how she's getting in the right position to get and secure rebounds, doing the intangibles. You know, you never want to get too caught up in the score. You always want to continue to work and put in the effort, and she's doing a really good job right now for the River City Raiders and trying to improve on how this team works. I talked about it. This team has to have fun. Everybody has to enjoy tonight. Again, when it's your last rodeo, you got to make it your bang worth your buck.
Lowry feeds low, wide open, nicely done. Hong puts it down. Well-run play.
Something really special about Lowry, not just wanting to be the leading scorer, but wants to be the best player overall. As you see her snatch the rebound there, finding her teammates right on time.
Follow up, out of bounds, last touch by Lowry. Valiant effort after the missed layup by Hong. We're nearing midway third, 47-23. The team's playing relatively even here in the third.
And again, we talked about it earlier. It's been like 1 or 2 quarters that's been the difference, as you see River City able to get a steal right there.
Nice strip away by Council for the turnover, but Powell blocked the Hong layup. Substitutions, 4 of them for Grant, as head coach Michelle McCauley is going a bit deeper to the bench.
She has rotation room right now. When you have a lead like this, you can play multiple players as you see new players doing new things.
Noah banks it home.
And yes, that is the younger daughter, or the oldest daughter of Lanini Noah. Once pretty much Grant legend, I'm going to go ahead and say that for sure, and head coach.
Kick out to Lowry. Short jumper is money.
Really like this young kid's game. Just a freshman tacking in her 10th point on the night. I want to see her look a little bit more aggressively on the offensive side. Kind of just go get some buckets and see what she can create.
Doubling on Richardson. Gives it up to Stallworth here. 3:15. A knockdown. Oh, boy. Going to call Hong for the foul. Somehow.
that was an interesting set of events right there. I thought River City did an extremely good job of double teaming. Unfortunately, thought there was a little bit of contact, and there's still a lot of bumping going on, just no calls.
And the layup off the left side by the freshman Stallworth. How about that? Council cannot save it. Out of bounds on the turnover.
Coach King talked really highly about how Council has matured throughout the season. She's had big shoes to fill and stepping up as a freshman in this very tough league full of freshmen and sophomores. So you see River City keeping that extended pressure going around.
Stallworth loses the rock. However, it's picked up. The layup missed by Noah. Good awareness there, though. Hong's got the rock. Feed low. Bobbled by Medina. Richardson comes up with it. Whistle and a foul. Stallworth will be called for the. Who was the foul on? I thought he called for 11 there. In any case, Michelle McCauley is called for Grant timeout. It's at 30. It comes at the 2:38 late third quarter.
Mm-hmm. And this was just a timeout to regroup for the Lady Pacers. Things were kind of getting a little frantic before they called the foul. McCauley was trying to get in the timeout before they probably even potentially lost the ball. So just a regrouping timeout to settle in. You see there's a deep rotation, as you already highlighted, for the Pacers. So maybe some players kind of off kilter of how we handle the press and things like that. So that was just a regrouping timeout by McCauley. Obviously, a lot of knowledge coming in from the Raiders bench by Jamie King. So good timeout to reset with the young players that she has on the floor right now.
Noah sent it up court. The pass low, deflected away. It's a turnover. Hong fires and drains a three.
That was a good knockdown. Catch and shoot. Nobody on you. Hand down, man down.
She's got 5 in the quarter, 7 for the game.
Yeah, all day.
Charge on Richardson and the Pacers.
Richardson never stopped. Even though she dropped a nice little dime and didn't have the basketball, continuous motion, she runs over the player, and that's an easy call for the officials. A little deep under the rim, but at the same state, wasn't able to control herself, and there she goes and picks up another one.
Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third. 4 substitutes ready to come in for Grant, all of them starters. The runner missed.
And you'll probably see this for the rest of the game, especially in the next quarter, a 4-in, 4-out subbing situation by the Pacers.
Hampton a miss, rebounding foul against Grant. Richardson in the middle of it and picks up her second foul in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, she has to do better right now. Only 6 points and 3 fouls. Really rebounded strong for the Pacers, but a little bit smarter productivity is what I want to see from her. Cleaned up productivity, so she's not getting these bonehead fouls. I mean, right now, if this was a game of magnitude, playoffs, they would be in trouble. So she just has to grow and mature. She's only a sophomore, but very, very talented.
Inside shot missed, but a foul against Grant. Powell was there. We'll see about the call. The foul called on Powell. And it's going to place River City in an opportunity for some free throwing. First one stumbles home. Garcia, fair touch from there. 64%. Oh my goodness, lane violation on Powell, but apparently no call. 2 out of 2 from the stripe.
No, it's a doubleheader tonight. You're going to see a lot of things go. 21-point lead right now. They're probably going to let them play a little bit more free, as you see River City able to secure a steal travel all day long. She should have shot it, but you're going to see a lot of bit looser calls from this officiating group, as they have a doubleheader tonight. They're going to be our same crew for the boys game.
One-on-one pressure. Ellis defending Stallworth. Now the double applied by Council. Sanders hooks one home.
I like it. For a second there, I thought Sanders didn't know how to make layups. But she gets that one to squeak in.
53-30 with 40 seconds to go. Kick ball by Powell. Raiders will hold on to it. Jim continuing to fill up. Just ahead in a little while. The boys are going to square off. But right now, it's the Pacer girls playing big tonight.
And they really have to play big, Will. We talked about it earlier. You see Lowry with another mid-range jumper for 2. But we talked about it earlier, Will, the importance of the Pacers winning tonight and winning with a clear landslide, because they're trying to get in the playoffs and they got to end on a high note, or it might be their last game of the season.
Yes, compulsory call for victory. Turnover Pacers. Here's Council now into the front court. 15 seconds left in the third. Around the horn, corner J open. Been a tough night for Medina. Smith misses. Powell puts it home.
That was a good follow by Powell. Way to rim run and get yourself some points off your hard work.
We played 3 here at Grant. It's been all Pacers. Stay with us. We'll be right back for fourth quarter action when we return. Nice to have you with us this evening. Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week coming to you from Grant High School here in Del Paso Heights. The first of our twin bill has been dominated by the host, the Lady Pacers, on top 55-32, but Jamie King's outfit put up 16 in the quarter, equaling Grant's output. Best quarter so far for River City.
Got to be proud of your team for sure, coming out responding after the 5-point quarter in quarter 2. So that's really big for River City. He's been talking about building and continuing to build off what they do successfully. They showed that in the third quarter and really showing their potential. Again, I think getting acclimated to the Metro is something big, and it takes a team or school a couple years to do that.
Corner jump shot missed by Smith, but nobody boxing out on Stallworth for the follow-up.
Stallworth is impressing me, just a freshman, but she's playing big right now, doing everything she can to impact how well the Pacers play.
Ellis, shaky pass. Foul called on Stallworth, away from the ball. So baseline inbound, Medina sends it in. The runner slapped by Sanders, loose ball on the floor, and Edwards grabs it. Richardson, stop and go, kick to Sanders, Smith, nobody boxed, and she puts it back.
Smith making it look easy under the basket there. One thing, again, I know once Dave Larson gets our tax in, they're clearly dominating on the rebounding end, and it's showing offensively and defensively.
Richardson called for the foul. I've got her for 4. Into the post, blocked by Edwards on the Ellis hook. She has had a superb game. Whistle and a foul. Richardson carrying the rock, not a foul. Grant turnover. Unofficially, I got Grant for 12, River City for 10. Richardson sits down. Noah back in, the freshman, at a guard position for Grant. Deep shot taken and missed by Medina, and put back by Lowry, slapped by Edwards.
That was a good block. Senior.
Sanaya Smith with a 3-ball. Largest lead, 30. Entry to Ellis. It's stripped away by Noah. Got a whistle though, and they're going to call Ellis for the foul.
Interesting.
So Grant has it. Noah inbounds to Edwards. They play catch. The pass blocked, but grabbed by Edwards. Another deflection. Sanders runs it down. Feed the post. Smith wide open.
That was a good find by the freshman. Stallworth playing big, man.
Timeout called for by River City. Jamie King wants to talk it over. It is a full timeout. Well, we have something to show you that highlights Grant players off the court, and perhaps the most important part of student athleticism, work in the classroom and curriculum.
Well, this is the number one thing I like to see right here, and you see Pacers scholar athletes. Bianca Sanders coming in with a 4.2 GPA. For all those people that didn't know, yes, you can get over a 4.0 in high school. And then number 2, Diamond Richardson coming in with a 4.0. That's just amazing excellence academically in the classroom, and that's something that we definitely want to highlight here at Game of the Week. Not only the athletes, but the student athletes. Key part in that, student athletes. Major kudos to those young ladies by excelling academically in the classroom. That's something that we definitely want to see, and great to see that here for the Lady Pacers.
Entry by Lowry to Ellis. Her layup slapped.
I was like, that has to be Edwards' 4th or 5th block.
Sanders fires away, a miss from 3-ball range. Council roars through 2 defenders, 2-on-3. Bank shot good. Freshman Kiara Council.
Nice confidence by the freshman. I like it. Is able to secure the rebound. Nobody stopped you. Go get a bucket.
Sanaya Smith misses from 3. Here's 3-on-1 Raider transition. Banked home sweetly. Raiders back on the board.
And you're going to have a never say die personality, as you see right there. River City able to force another turnover there, and they're not going to give up. That's just something that he doesn't believe in. He's going to continue to encourage his girls to push, to fight until it's 0-0, and that's how he holds himself, and you see it right now. Wants to push the tempo, wants his team to play hard. Just very encouraging coaching over there for the Raiders and by Coach King.
Council. Break up by Powell, but run down there by Medina. We're nearing midway 4th. Here's Lowry now facing up on the front end of that zone.
Gotta shoot.
Medina, a miss.
I don't think the River City Raiders looked at the rim one time on that last possession. And very unfortunate they were able to force the turnover, but wasn't able to capitalize off of it.
Sanders through traffic, has it tapped away, but gets it back. Tough D applied by Council. There's a shove off by Sanders, no call. Richardson, a miss.
Flat on the shot.
Podesta with the rebound. Edwards, another block. She's got a ton of those tonight.
Ton.
And Podesta, I should say Medina called for the foul. A tough night for Claudia Medina. Powell sends it ahead. Hampton down.
Hampton doing what she's been doing for the last couple of years now.
So Powell called for the foul. I believe the score should read 67-38. Nevertheless, we've got an excellent freshman guard at the stripe. Council, a 63% free thrower, drops the first. One out of two, Edwards the rebound. Break up and steal. Taken away by Richardson. Each club trades a turnover.
Like the second effort by Richardson. Almost traveled.
Time out Grant.
Woo! Lady Pacers got saved on that one. Good call by Coach McCauley. Get the timeout. See your team in trouble. Call a timeout.
They were in trouble. It's a full timeout.
Well, they were in a lot of trouble. That was almost a couple travels there. But, again, continued pressure by River City. This is not a bad opponent at all. I got to talk to several teams about River City. They are a new emerging group in the Metro. And, coaches spoke really highly from McClatchy to Monterey to even Laguna. Just talked about their efforts and how they've been fighting and how they just have this never die personality. Definitely worried about River City and how they're going to mature and grow into the Metro. And a lot of coaches feel like they're going to be in the mix. We already know about Grant and how they're in the middle, but they're trying to push over the hump, and it's really just been between them and Monterey, and Monterey's had their number probably for the last 10 years.
Another 3-ball miss, but Hampton boards it. Her follow is missed. Richardson, nice rebounding evening.
Yes.
For the sophomore guard. It's ripped away, though, by Council. Turnover, Grant.
This is what I want to see in transition. Good contest by Edwards.
Richardson to Hampton. A miss, but a foul. Lowry missed at one end, and they had transition the other way. Garcia picked up the foul. So Hampton to the stripe. No, on number one. Earlier in this quarter, she hit her 63 of the season.
Yeah, Hampton's been pretty much a spot-up shooter on the year. The lane violation, and you caught it last time on Powell, but now she gets another violation and unable to score.
Yeah, she gypped Hampton out of a point there. However, the 30-point cushion is sufficient. Garcia, no. I imagine Richardson might have close to double-figure rebounding tonight.
Yes.
Blocked out of there by Lowry on Powell's jumper. Powell saves it. And that is a backcourt violation and a Grant turnover.
Sucks that they picked it up back there, because now the ball will be placed closer to River City's basket. As you see Coach King right here looking on as the Pacer gym is starting to fill up more and more and more, because tonight is senior night here in North Sacramento, and a lot of noted seniors on the boys and the girls side for the Pacers.
Lowry's pass out of bounds. Turnover, River City. 2:15 left in this one.
And turnover, it looks like, forced by River City, and now it's River City basketball.
Kick out, jump shot missed. Follow up slapped out of there. Ellis's follow blocked from behind by Edwards.
Edwards is just a fly swatter tonight.
Well, she's having a field day with that height advantage and long reach, but great timing.
Great timing. I was going to say she knows how to not just swipe excessively. Does a perfect job of timing when to block.
Corner three missed. Hampton sends it ahead to Richardson. Spin move and a travel.
Yeah, I will say Diamond Richardson has had an amazing night rebounding, playing solid guard position, really trying to minimize her turnovers, but offensively she hasn't been able to find her niche. A couple turnovers when she's trying to create and score, and that just can't happen. She has to do a better job of scoring offensively and getting better with her offensive repertoire. And getting some more moves in her bag.
Hong bangs one home off the glass. 9 points off the bench. Powell, no good. Nice rebounding there by Lowry, taking it away from Edwards. Send it ahead to Garcia. Trailer Lowry, jumper, all glass. Got a whistle on the play. Hong called for the foul. $1:15 to go. Richardson. I don't know if she has sat down much tonight. She might have played just about all but a couple of minutes. A miss by Sanders. A tale of two halves for Bianca. Whistle and a foul. Sanders called for the foul. She'll come out of the ball game, and on senior night, I'd say that senior guards had quite a performance.
18 points tonight as she goes to the bench with her fifth foul. And again, this is where I'm saying Grant has to mature and get better. Richardson 4 fouls, Sanders fouling out. Tonight's not a night you foul out. You got to be locked in defensively. And both players should know if they want to have longevity, it's going to be on the backs of Sanders and Richardson and a couple more players. So they got to play cleaner if they want a longevity in this playoff run.
Hampton drains another three, and that is 13 threes on the evening for the Pacers. Down. Garcia with that bomb. Edwards from the corner. Short, flat foot rebound, Ellis. Play getting a little sloppy, just 17 seconds left in this one. Fouls on Lowry. But what an offensive performance tonight by Grant. They came into the contest averaging 61 a game, and of course they've exceeded that.
They played up for sure. And that's what you want to see from your team, is you see the freshman Stallworth knocking down another free throw. She had a really good game tonight.
1 out of 2 from there, does not get the bonus. Lowry boards it. A poor outlet up the floor. Garcia overshooting Hong on the play and acknowledges that. 15 turnovers unofficially for River City. I've got 17 for Grant. Is Richardson really trying to stretch out more time here? Stallworth with a 3. And that will do it. Grant High wearing it out from 3-ball range registers a most impressive 74-42 victory over young and still learning River City, stopping the Raiders with outside power and inside defense, particularly from Ali Edwards, who registered block after block after block, along with a 12-point performance to spark tonight's victory. Stay with us. We're going to come back after this short break and reveal our players of the game.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less. and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
The verdict is in and the decision is final this evening in Del Paso Heights, where tonight in the front end of our girls-boys doubleheader on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week, the Grand High Pacers overwhelmed the visiting River City Raiders by a final count of 74-42. Lots of excellent contributions for the victorious Pacers and a few that take notice for River City. We have determined our players of the game, Goody, and I think we've got two excellent ball players here.
Oh, yeah, both of these young ladies really stepped up big. Obviously, Nyla Lowry for River City, just a freshman, but really playing huge and played significant, obviously, really clean and sharp for River City, but also Bianca Sanders played big tonight, 18 points, really sharp shooting from the three-point line, and was really a push in the three-point significance and how the Pacers scored offensively.
Well, that was the big key for them jumping out to the big lead. On the night, she had 5 threes, but the team collected 14. So it was spread around real nice. Double-figure scoring also for Samaya Smith with 14 and 12 each for Edwards and Stallworth. Stallworth, the freshman, getting a start tonight. Very impressive performance. And for River City, backing up Lowry's 12, a nice all-around performance by Garcia, tossing in 13, and they got 9 from Hong off the bench. On the evening, the Raiders shoot 6 of 11 from the stripe. Pacers just 4 of 10, but they didn't need it tonight, but they will down the road.
I agree with you 100%. It's all about learning, really learning and growing. I thought there was a lot of teaching moments tonight. Both teams really showed how they can really be magnificent at moments and runs and really bad at moments and runs. But I love to see multiple players really learning and growing and having a balanced attack, regardless of the score, is really essential to how you're going to develop and grow your team in the long run. And so really good outings by both teams.
I agree, and a tip of the cap to Coach McCauley, giving Stallworth the start this evening ahead of Powell, and it sure did pay off. Well, let's take a look at the final numbers compiled by Dave Larson and final stats.
Pretty split down the middle for field goals and free throws. Pacers got to do better than 44%, but a big key, we talked about it all night, highlighted right there in the middle of the meet. 3-point field goals made, 13 rebounding, 32 rebounds. That's really, really big night. And then both teams staying under 20. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to say it's too much, too little, but that's how it shook down stat-wise, and it's really amazing to see how every bucket was really scored and calculated, and thanks to Dave Larson for that amazing job.
Well, on senior night here at Grant, the two seniors really stepped it up. Bianca Sanders, 18 points, including 5 threes, and Lee Edwards, 12 points, but more importantly, probably just as many rebounds and just as many blocks. So that's the way it shakes out here tonight with a 74-42 Grant victory. Now next week, we've got more coming up. Well, that's a fact. As I mentioned before, this is the front end of our twin bill. And as I mentioned earlier, the nightcap will be the boys going at it. They will be squaring off for the second time this season. And Coach Wilson has himself a 20-win ball club. We'll be looking forward to covering that for you. And again, just as a little bit of a tease, we've got the playoffs coming up next week, Goody. The seedings will be determined tomorrow, so surprise, surprise. But that's how it shakes out in our opener. Don't wander off, because game 2 coming up, the boys will be going at it. But tonight, too much firepower from host Grant as the Pacers register an impressive 74-42 victory. Lots of thanks to the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew. Our game director, Nick Dunn. Statistician, Dave Larson. My buddy here, Lauren Goodman. And our crew is super duper. I'm Will James. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back at you shortly, though, for the second game of our twin bill. Don't go away.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.